Good morning, everybody. This is Ryan Alexander with Denison Yachting with my quarantine haircut and quarantine beard on a very warm and windy day in Fort Lauderdale, where I'm going to be taking you on a walkthrough of an 80-foot Mangusta built in 2005. This boat is cool for a lot of reasons, but mostly it's the way that she looks when she's underway. This boat is incredibly fast, it is incredibly sexy, and I'm excited to show you everything that she has to offer. The name of this yacht, Motor Yacht Happy, is the perfect way to describe the type of experience that this machine offers. She's incredibly fast and agile with superior handling, sure to bring a smile to your captain's face. Whether tearing across Miami's Biscayne Bay or taking a long weekend run down to the islands, this Mangusta promises to make every experience underway thrilling. The introduction of the 80 Mangusta was in many ways the advent of luxury express cruisers, a model that would gain traction in the Mediterranean and then spread like wildfire across the globe. The idea was to create a boat that could quickly get her owner from their home port to another far-off port by lunchtime. The speed that they built into this boat is incredible, and the experience underway pairs well with her interior spaces and guest accommodations. She's set up to sleep 7 guests in 3 separate staterooms, all of which have private ensuite heads. The most outstanding feature of her interior is a timeless, full-beam salon that's sure to impress anyone with a soft spot for Italian design. This yacht is listed for sale with Clarke, one of Denison's top brokers who I've been lucky to travel the globe with. And that's for good reason. He has decades of experience and an indomitable drive to be the best broker that he can be. In every industry, there's a standard for mastery that's some combination of determination and experience. These two things are not only what make great brokers stand out, but also what makes a builder like Mangusta so important. Their team has perfected the art of cruising, and this 80-footer is right about when it all started. Let's kick things off on the stern. Back here, we first see the swim platform. This fixed teak swim platform serves 3 practical purposes. Most importantly, it's where you get in and out of the water and connect with your surroundings. And then, not only is it a place to tie off your tender, but the platform itself is set up to store a Yamaha 2-seat wave runner. Back here, she also has a tender garage that accommodates a Williams 325 jet tender, which is easily deployed and retrieved by a davit found inside the garage. Just a few steps up from the swim platform, we arrive on the aft deck, where the open air and sunlight is likely to help you focus on what matters most. There are separate lounging areas on both port and starboard that are mirrored and benefit from having been reupholstered. Back here, you have the best view of the day, reflecting on where you just came from, only long enough to watch it disappear as you race to your next stop. Walking forward in centerline brings us to the engine room access hatch. The centerpiece down here are a pair of 16V M91 2000 engines. 2 other items of note down here are a water maker and a Brownies dive compressor. Her twin MTU engines offer this Mangusta 80 an impressive cruise speed of 37 knots and a top speed around 46 knots. Exiting the engine room and facing forward, let's make our way into the enclosure. Protecting this entire space from the elements is a replaced bimini with an unblemished headliner, giving this space an immaculate feel. When you first step under this sprawling bimini, you arrive at a pair of mirrored settees that wrap around high-low tables. This area offers seating for 10 with a panoramic view of this Mangusta's towering wake. Entirely closing in this area are isinglass panels that form a substantial layer of protection. Forward of the seating area is a split bar. On the port side, we first see a sink that's directly across from a double-wide refrigerator and an ice maker. Over on the other side of the yacht is a bunch of additional storage and yet another refrigerator. Between each side of the wet bar is an entryway that leads down into the salon, which we're going to come back to in just a minute. For now, let's take a look at the helm. Because a boat like this is all about the experience of being underway, there's seating for your captain and guests that runs nearly the full beam of the yacht, which is 19 feet 3 inches by the way. The navigational equipment found here starts with 3 Furuno NavNet monitors. Around these displays is a ship's system computer and a Horizon VHF radio. In front of the wheel, we find our engine monitors as well as throttles. Outboard is a FLIR night vision camera control and an autopilot. Before we move into the salon, I want to point something out. I feel like people look at a boat like this in one of two ways. Most people see this for the Italian thrill ride that it is. What's most appealing for these people is the splash that this thing makes. But then, inevitably, there are going to be viewers who feel like there's not enough going on topside to keep them occupied. Well, as with any boat, there's a trade-off for this fast and aggressive design, and the benefits of this design are turned on their head when you step inside the salon. To put it simply, no other 80-foot boat offers you this much space with this open of a layout below decks. This is a place where time seems to change shape, where you relax in luxury as the water races down the sides of the hull. An uncluttered and light-flooded layout gives this Mangusta a completely different feel than any other 80-foot motor yacht. Refinished teak and holly flooring is found underfoot, giving this space an ageless feel. Replaced leather sofas are found forward and on both sides of the salon. Each sits below 5 hull-side windows that allow in a ton of natural light. Looking to the port side, we see a pair of high-low cocktail tables right next to a long sofa. Behind this seating is where you find the salon's pop-up TV. The starboard side offers guests an enlarged settee, perfect for a quick cat nap at any hour of the day. Just aft of this is a bar top that's conjoined with the galley. Blackstone countertops and nearly all Miele appliances make this galley stand out as one of the most functional galleys in this class. Her main appliances are a Miele oven that sits below a 4-burner cooktop. And then there's a dishwasher that's right next to a refrigerator freezer. Set into her contrasting countertop is a twin sink basin, which is directly below a microwave. Right next to the microwave is a primary breaker panel for your galley appliances. 2 other pieces of the galley can be found in the port aft corner. In addition to storage for glasses and tableware, here is where we see an ice maker and an additional refrigerator. Aft of the salon is a companionway that brings us first to the yacht's dayhead. Just outside of the dayhead is the yacht's laundry center. Continuing aft brings us to the first of 3 guest staterooms. This cabin, on the port side, has 2 beds that are separated by a nightstand and a dressing mirror. Looking inboard, you can see that she also has a 3rd Pullman berth. All of the guest accommodations have more than their fair share of storage and private ensuite heads with showers. Now let's jump into the Queen stateroom, found just opposite. From here, we step back into the salon and head forward as we make our way into the master. Centerline is a queen berth that's surrounded by storage on all sides. To the starboard side of the berth is a couch offering you another way to unwind. The ensuite in here is different from the last 2 that we saw in that it has a his and hers layout. On the port side is a vanity and a large shower stall. And then opposite, on the starboard side, is a 2nd vanity as well as a head and bidet. Directly overhead of the master is our last stop, the Mangusta 80s foredeck. Part of what gives this yacht her aggressive and reaching shape is a deceptively large bow. Making this area pop is a new teak deck that's found underfoot. This completely encircles one of the largest sun pads that you will ever see on a boat this size. This reupholstered sun pad offers more than enough space for the entire family to recline up here as your captain takes you out on a river cruise. Making this area safe is a bow rail that leads all of the way forward to the ground tackle. Next to the ground tackle is a crew space that sleeps 4. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to shoot this area as it's being used for storage. Thank you so much for joining me on today's walkthrough of this 80-foot Mangusta. If you'd like to know any more information on this yacht or to arrange a private showing, feel free to reach out to Alex Clarke with Denison Yachting at any time.